Alright, welcome back. Let's change a few things, shall we? Right now it's pretty easy. Enemies don't do much besides fly at you and either die or get away. They look cool when they explode, but they don't really do much, so let's give them a weapon. Create S enemy bullet. Pardon me. Make this a width and height of 9 at image. Red and choose this one. Boop. Effects blur. Pump it up to 2. And just overlay that so it has a slight glow. There we go. So there's your enemy bullet. Bright red, very easy to see. It's important that you don't feel like you've been cheap shot. You want to see everything that is a threat to you. You definitely want to see. So in the create event of the enemy bullet, say move towards point. Player.x, player.y, a speed of 2. Now because we are relying on the player to exist to do that, we need to say if instance exists, player, else direction equals 180, speed equals 2. Indent that. And if we don't want it to aim perfectly at the player every single time, you can give it a little bit of sway. You can say move towards player plus random range, and just be like -6 and 6. And so it'll, at the direction of your player, give or take 6 pixels. And that's the direction, so it's actually going to have a pretty wide swath. It's not always going to go right towards your player. If you want that to be more accurate, you can just not have that and it'll perfectly go towards the player every single time. It will not chase them like the homing missiles do, but wherever the player is, when that bullet gets created, it'll make a straight beeline towards the player. And so let's create, let's create an alarm. This one right here that I forgot to get rid of. So alarm2 equals random range room speed times 1 and room speed times 3. And then alarm2, we're going to say instance create layer xy bullets o enemy bullet. So now the enemy is going to shoot at us. Right? See how that looks. And real quick, I need to make a change. Just comment this out. It was something I was working on. We'll get to that in a minute. But nope, I've gotten formed assignment object. I have a malform. Get rid of random range. Work on that in a minute. Oops. My apologies. That is sorry, I accidentally commented out the wrong part. These guys should be firing at me and they're not. There we go. Doesn't do much. We don't have a collision with them yet. You see, if we stayed in one spot, every single one of those bullets would hit us. So let's give that a little bit of leeway. Let us do that again, right? I don't know why it... Yeah, that is not going to work. Let's just put that out. Paste it right there. Let's do the same thing right here. So now it should be aimed at us for the most part, but also it'll kind of be in our general direction. All those do seem to be hitting at the exact... Well, I'll figure that out here in a minute. That is... unusual to me. Let me check a reference file real quick. Give me just a second. Oh, okay. I see what I did wrong. We want to go with point direction. Move towards point makes it like exactly where it needs to go. Now I need to create a starting X and Y, which is going to be our X and Y, and then a player's X and Y. That is the direction. Let's see. Plus random range -4, 4. We'll make it a little more spread out than that. And then we're just going to say, get rid of speed right there and just say speed is always going to be 2, no matter what. Yep. Speed equals 2, not just speed 2. All right, let's see. I forgot to assign it as the direction. That's what I did wrong. I'm a goober. I apologize. Okay. Now, as enemies pass by us, when they shoot, it'll be in our general area. See, that one missed. That one hit. That one, they all would have hit. But yeah, now they're kind of in the general area. It's like they've got good aim, but not perfect aim. There. That's much better. And now let's go ahead and go into our player and hit duplicate on the O enemy collision event. Duplicate event. It's going to collide with enemy bullets. The only thing different is we're not going to do enemies missed when we collide with it. Still going to take damage, still going to play the sound effects, still going to have the explosion, still going to destroy the other. But it is not going to count against our stats towards the end. So let's just make sure we've got our collisions intact. Everything's good. Yeah. And boom, game over. There we go. And one more thing, you can't reset or anything right there. You can't get out of the game. Oh, I guess we have it set to any key, so it's fine. It's fine. Okay, from here, let's make it so that the enemies appear more often the longer it goes on. You want the game to get harder. Right now, we've got if the player exists, enemies will speed up. So we need to keep this, move this alarm outside. Actually, no, let's forget that. Let's create a variable called create, which is how often it will create. That is going to be start. It's going to be random range. It's going to just equal this. Actually, this is going to create, which means this needs to be lined up first. If this isn't first, then this will throw an error because it starts from the top and it reads down to the bottom. So if this variable was written down here, it would read this first and say, wait, this doesn't exist because I haven't run into it yet, and it would crash the game. Let's establish it right there. And we're going to see, let's go into our stats and make some small changes. Instead of saying that in the GUI right now, it was, yours probably says timer divided by 60. Get rid of that and add that in the step event. Yours probably looks like that right now. Change it to plus equals 1 divided by 60. All right. And then we're going to go into the spawner. And we're going to say if ostats.timer is less than 5, create. So we're going to say it's more than 5 and ostats.timer is less than or 10, then create equals random range room speed times 0.4 and room speed times 2.5. Let's copy that a couple times. It's greater than or equal to 10 and less than 15. Grade is going to equal 0.3 and 2.25. It's greater than or equal to 15 and less than 20. Going to equal 0.2 and 2. This will be if it's greater than or equal to 25 or less than 30. Be 0.1, 1.5. And then if we're just going to say if it's greater than 30. We don't expect anybody to last much longer than 30 seconds for this game. Kind of like Flappy Bird. You know, like Flappy Bird is a real big hit, and it was pretty much because it was painfully difficult. So this is just going to be like a massive barrage of just total chaos. If after 30 seconds, it's going to be totally bonkers. Let's give it a shot and see how crazy this gets. I think it's going to ramp up pretty quickly. Still really like the explosion looks good. Like still isn't as many things as I thought. I guess when you're killing them, it feels a lot slower because you can keep them off screen. So let's oh, let me change that so you can actually hear the sound effects. Be care for it. Let's ramp this up quite a bit. It needs to be way tougher, way faster because we're currently not under enough stress. So I've lowered the high end of that significantly. Yeah. So at the end, after 30 seconds, it's a maximum of every half second. You know, let's make it even faster. Just really crank it up. Alright, so after 5 seconds, it's gonna get pretty crazy right off the bat. I don't think it's creating enemies fast enough. Yeah, I just don't think it's really happening fast. You know what? We can get rid of the room speed stuff and just say like 10 frames every 30 frames. This can be like every... Yeah, let's do it this way. 30 and 50, and we'll do 40 and 60. That makes it a little easier to see exactly how long it's gonna take. For alarm 1 is going to create a bad guy. Oh, that's why it never... Okay, this is gonna be a crazy ramp up. Because we forgot to set this to that variable we created. I apologize. Now it's gonna be absolutely insane. That's why it never really felt much different as it went on. Because it wasn't. I already feel like it's starting to ramp up pretty significantly. Yeah, this is... Alright. Yeah, this is getting pretty crazy. Yeah, okay, this is hectic. This is wild. Okay, I died. Okay. Alright, that is considerably better. That is considerably more fun. Alright. Now it has gotten totally crazy. Let's change the excuse me. Let's change how it creates power-ups, because it kind of stinks just getting the same power-up that you've already got multiple times. Let's just do this. Power up. So colliding with it makes it so that it's object spread. But let's just say if bullet type is equal to red already, then O stats dot weapon power plus equals 1. So now if you've got the same power up that you've already got, if you double up on it, it acts as a power up. So if type stats dot power 1. Let's do the same thing for homing. This way you rapidly will rapidly get stronger. Give that a shot. And there's really nothing to, like, the only way to get your regular shot back is by dying. It's actually great. Let's see if we get home. Now let's get this power. Anyway, we pretty much got a complete game at this point. The only thing we might do... Let's get BFXR back out. And let's create a noise for getting power-ups. Right? Let's do it. Coin pickup. That's pretty good. Oh, last one's... if we can get that. Pretty good. This is, yeah, pick up coin 21. Bring in that a power up. Any of these power ups. Vision. Audio play. Power up. Loop. Alright, let's copy that over. Copy. Paste. Paste. Or. And let's just go ahead and make a power up real quick. Start rounding this out. Almost got a complete game. For our standard shot. Do our little flourish. There we go. So that's gonna be Or, yeah, it starts off as standard. Duplicate. Go standard. Change the sprite. Change this. Okay, alright, so now we actually can do that. Let's add it into our spawner. Now you can go back to your regular shot in addition to all those fancy other ones. And it'll make a little jingle when you do. Checks out. Yep, and the power up worked, see? This is really turned into like a full-on game. Just see how far you can get. For your friends. There you go. Oh man. Shot 1,000 shots, 260 of them hit, 750 missed. Created 163 enemies, killed 130 of them, and only lost 28. Doesn't add up. 5 of them are wonky. Why is that? Interesting. Wonder why that is. Well. Let's go into this, by the way, and let's bring this just a smidge. Those could be spaced out if you care to. That's up to you. Anyway, I mean, this is a legit game. At this point, like, this is a full-on game. Well, that's it for this lesson. If you wanted to, you could go through and create more sounds and make noises when enemies get hit. You could make new weapons that act differently. The sky's the limit. Do whatever you feel makes this your game, like truly your game, and you know, put it out there. Let some friends play it and stuff. I'll do a lesson next, a real simple, quick one on making an executable for you to share, and we'll cover that in the next one.